The episode starts with Simeon being arrested by Rick guards. The Rick guards aiming their laser guns at him. Well, I bet you're wondering how I got in this predicament. Well, it all started. A Rick guard interrupted him.
No monologuing about how you got here. What? You think Teenage Wasteland is playing in the background like some TV show or some shit? You're a criminal. A dirty, no-good thief. You're going away for a long time there, buddy boy. Take him away, Morty.
Alright, big boy. You're going away to the slammer. You're going away to the slammer for a long time. It's hard times for you.
Just take him to the Citadel jail, dum-dum.
The Morty guard nervously took Sims to the portal. Enraged, Father portaled to Rick's house. The rest of the squad are in the living room watching interdimensional cable.
Where the fuck are Father and Sims? They're never late for pregnant baby.
Just then, Father portals in, babbling incoherently.
Sims, arrested. Rick guards. He said he was a thief.
He started babbling again. Yumi slaps Father.
Ow! What was that for?
Father, calm the fuck down, will you? Now tell us what happened slowly.
We were watching interdimensional cable when a bunch of Rick guards burst in and accused my Chimp man of being a thief. But Sims was never at the crime scene when it took place. And also, he's not a thief, he said.
Where did this crime happen? Maybe we can go over there and find clues to see who actually did this, so we can show the evidence to the Citadel Guard and clear Simeon's name.
The squad look at each other.
Well, what the hell are you guys waiting for? We've got a leader to save. Trust me, I know how it feels to be wrongfully accused of something.
Harley laughed nervously.
If only we knew where that crime happened, but it's not like the answer's just going to appear out of nowhere.
Just then, a segment of Citadel Morning News comes on.
Good morning, Citadel! In local news, Squad 8 leader Simeon has been apprehended on crimes of theft. Well, it's pretty safe to say he did it. You know, they have him on camera, so it has to be him. I mean, it's not like there's any foul play at work, like a shapeshifter or someone using a suit that changes the individual into someone else to commit crimes and frame them for it. That would be just too crazy a concept that the Citadel police are not even going to consider it. What do you think, Morty?
The news anchor Morty was about to say something, but was interrupted.
Well, that's it for the Citadel Morning News. Stay tuned for the noon news. Until then, stay away from the Citadel Bank, as an investigation is being held there to gather more evidence.
Rick mutes the TV.
Well, it's off to the bank, squad.
They leave for the bank. It cuts to an interrogation room. Sims is sitting alone in a dark room, the only light being the lone ceiling light shining down on him and the table in front of him. Just then the door opens as investigator Rick and an unknown person much shorter than him enters. The Rick sits down on the opposite side of Sims.
Alright, buddy. Now I know this has to be just one huge misunderstanding.
The Rick said, obviously lying to Sims, trying to get a confession.
Now my partner here thinks differently. They think you're just a dirty little thief and needs to be locked up for a long time.
Just then, investigator Rick's partner jumps on the table by Simeon. It's a Yumi Hoots, but in a police-like uniform, unlike investigator Rick. It was interrogator Hoots.
I am absolutely disgusted. Confess, dirtbag.
The Hoots grabs Sims with their wings and shakes him.
You don't want me to introduce you to my trusty little buddy, Mr. Zappy?
They present a stun baton with their foot, holding it up. They make the taser go off by Sims. He looks nervously as the blue light of the stun baton illuminates the room.
Well, you tall glass of criminal, what do you say? Will you confess, or will you get the zappy zaps?
She holds the stun baton to his face. Investigator Rick, acting like he was concerned, but when he realized that they were serious, he clears his throat.
Interrogator Hoots, I don't know if this is the best way to get an answer.
Interrogator Hoots interrupts Rick.
That may be the way you Ricks work, but I, Interrogator Hoots, am not afraid to do what is necessary to get a confession.
She aims the stun baton at Sims again. I'm telling you, this is a complete misunderstanding. There has to be a logical explanation what's going on here. I mean, why would I want to steal anything? You sell my house. I'm very well off. The Hoots laugh.
You don't fool me. Clearly this is some sick thrill for you to steal money and put random civilians in danger. I knew it. You're a sick monster. I'll zap you good, criminal.
They get the stun baton raised as a Rick guard walks in.
Alright, turns out we don't need a confession.
Sims looks up with hope that he might be cleared of all charges.
Because we got him on camera fleeing from the scene with bags of money. Take him to jail.
Interrogator Hoots puts away the stun baton.
You got lucky, punk. But don't think you're free of getting the zappy zap.
The Rick guards take Sims away. The scene ends with Sims sitting on his bunk bed, his head hanging low, not sure if he'll really be charged with theft. It cuts back to the bank, where the squad are planning their next move.
Alright, squad, who do we know who can shapeshift into other people? The only person I know who can do that is Clayface, and he's locked up in Arkham.
The squad think of possible culprits. Just then, Peridot gets everyone's attention.
I have been working on a detailed but modest list of suspects as seen on this whiteboard that I bring for this such occasion. And you said we'd never need it, Father. Now who looks like the unprepared clod?
She laughs triumphantly as Father grumbles annoyed.
Now, I have a list of suspects that are clearly guilty of being the culprits. And, as official temporary leader, I say that one of these has to be the one that framed the simian.
Father looks at Peridot angry.
Hang on there, little pebble Dorito. What makes you think you can be the leader? I'm the second in command, followed by Rick, Doof, Harley, then you, Zim, Yumi, then Crocker.
Crocker goes, "Hey!" annoyed at being the last, before thinking about it, then agreeing, saying, "Yeah, that's probably for the best." Crocker said, nodding. Peridot clears her throat.
Anyways, let's go over the suspects, shall we? We have Aku. One of his many names is literally the shapeshifting master of darkness. Well, one of the most well known. I'm sure there are a lot of other titles he goes by, but that's not important. He's the leader of the League of Evil and Sims' arch nemesis, I think. There's also Chrysalis, Clayface, and Gotham, Cozy Glow. There's also a guy named Chameleon.
The squad look at each other before laughing. All but Yumi, who start thinking briefly about it before the squad starts heading to the bank. Just as the squad was about to pass the barricade, they are stopped by Rick guards.
Whoa there! This is a crime scene. We got top men in there trying to find evidence on the current thief case. Even though we already got him,
The Rick guards said, laughing amongst each other. Yumi breaks the police tape and walks into the bank. The Rick guards look on as she walks in.
Go on in. It's not like it's gonna make any difference. We're gonna get ourselves some coffee.
The guards leave the scene as the rest of the squad follow Yumi. They search the place trying to find anything that could be linked to clearing Sim's name. After a while of searching, Father sits down and wipes his forehead.
Man, this is tougher than I thought it was gonna be.
Rick hands Father a bottle of water.
We got this, Father. Just hang in there.
Father takes a drink and looks around. Something is shining in his face. He blocks it with his hand.
Whoever's shining that in my face, can you cut it out? It's really annoying when I'm trying to relax.
Just then, Yumi jumps by Father.
Wait, where's that coming from?
She moves Father and looks for the source of light. Father looks annoyed, taking another drink.
That's okay, I'll just chill here and rest my legs. I'm an old man after all.
Rick sits with him agreeing. Yumi looks around to find a small piece of fabric that shines in the light. Just then, Yumi's hand changes to Sims. It stops where the piece of fabric stops. She takes it off, and the hand changes back to normal. She then puts it on her face. Not only does it change her face to Sims, but her voice too. Father jumps up.
Hey, wait a minute. What the hell?
He runs over and takes the piece of fabric and examines it.
Alright, squad. Yumi found us a clue. Let's not waste any more time. I say we split up into teams of two and interrogate the suspects. One of them has to be the culprit, or at least knows who framed my monkey man.
Peridot was about to say something, her chest puffed out when Father interrupts her posture deflating in annoyance.
Doof and Crocker goes to Chrysalis. Harley and I will go to Clayface and Arkham. Rick and Yumi will go to Aku. And Zim and Peridot will go to Cozy Glow.
Peridot was about to protest, but stops.
Wait, I was actually gonna suggest that. Very good idea, Father. I approve of this plan.
She puts her hand in. The rest of the squad follow. They make a promise to find as much information as they can before returning to save Simeon, before going off on their adventures. It cuts back to Sim in his cell. He's reading a book when Interrogator Hoots walks by, smacking her stun baton on the bars of his cell. She's giving him a side eye as he passes by. It shows her passing by different cells going,
"What are you looking at, dirtbag? I'll zap ya!"
she said before hitting the cell door with her stun baton, shocking it, laughing as she walks to the next cell door, saying something similar before hitting that cell door. He made her way down the hall. When she reaches the end, she turns to the other cells.
"Lights out, maggot! Go to sleep!"
She turns off the lights as the inmates complain. Sims can be heard. "Excuse me, I was reading, and it's only 3 p.m. Just then the light from her stun baton illuminates. Interrogator Hoots is by Sim's door now.
What was that, punk? You want to get the Zappy Zap Supreme, huh?
She said, waving the stun baton around before jabbing it into Sim's arm, shocking him. He jumps back in shock. Oh my! The thing you said you were going to do, and you actually did it! This is inhumane! The Hoots laughs as she walks away, the light fading as she leaves. Sims walks to his bed, the only light being the light from his cell window. He lays down. Realizing that it's still day, he turns to read his book, him holding the book under the light. Just then, an extender grab hand snatches the book from Sims and pulls it to the cell door. Interrogator Hoots is seen holding the book.
And no reading! What? You think you can just read and entertain yourself while in prison? Now we can't have that! Now can we, criminal?
She said as she puts the book away, laughing, walking back into the shadows. The stun baton fading out once more. Sad and defeated, Sims covers himself under the blanket. Come on, guys, where are you? He asks as the camera slowly pulls away from Sim's cell. They cut to Father and Harley as they enter the gates of Arkham. Father looks around for any staff to help them find Clayface.
Hey, who runs this place here? We're looking for Clayface. We know he's the one that framed a monkey man. I just know it.
Just then, Harley starts walking down the hall. Father runs up to her.
Yeah, did you forget that I used to work here? I know where we gotta go to find old Basil,
she said, smiling as he passes different cell doors, reading the names beside them.
Nigma, Crane, Jarvis Tetch, Weirdo.
Harley points her thumb at the cell door, talking to Father with her hand covering the side of her face so they don't hear her. They pass more doors. She passes a door marked Joker, but she doesn't even acknowledge it. A serious look on her face as she passes it by.
Dirtbag,
she said as she walks by the Joker's cell. They arrived at Clayface's cell. Harley lets out a sigh of relief.
Finally, man! I thought this cell was a lot closer than it was. They must have moved the inmates around or something. Oh well,
she said as she smacked the cell door with her bat.
Hey Clayface, we got some questions for you,
she said as a small covered window on the door slides open.
Harley, what are you doing here? You got your old job back? Talk about the inmate running the asylum,
he said with a sarcastic laugh. Harley laughed sarcastically back.
Very funny, Basil. Now who do you know framed our leader? And don't lie and say you don't know, cause that's a bunch of bullshit, you fucking know it,
she asked. Clayface laughed.
Even if I did know what's going on, like I'd help you with anything,
he said as Father shoved his fist through the cell door, burning through it. He grabs Clayface by the throat.
Alright, listen here, you blob of Play-Doh. My monkey man's being framed for a crime he didn't commit. So if you don't want me to dry you up faster than a crappy high school art project, then you better start with the talking there, Clayboy.
Just then, Harley holds Father back, showing Clayface the ripped fabric. He looks at it and shrugs.
Really, I don't know who or what did it, but I did hear something about someone allegedly being able to change their appearance to look like someone else. Maybe that might be the person you're looking for, but that's all I know.
Harley nodded before walking away with Father, annoyed not getting the information that they're hoping for. Father looks back at Clayface.
If I find out you're lying, I'll be back to shipping to local high schools in bricks to be made into ugly bowls and pottery.
Clayface nods nervously as he closes the window to his cell door. The scene changes to Rick and Yumi. They're at the entrance to the League of Evil. Rick was about to knock on the door when Yumi kicks it down. The League are playing cards.
You! I should have known it was you who did this.
The League looks at them confused.
What are you talking about? What do you mean we did it?
Yumi jumps towards Aku, pointing at him.
Bullshit, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
She holds up the ripped piece of fabric.
You turned yourself into Simeon to frame him for a crime he didn't commit. Admit it!
Aku and the League look at each other, still confused.
Really, we don't know what you're talking about. We were here the whole time playing Stratego, and now we're playing Solitude. It's our weekly tradition of Saturday Solitaire.
He laughs as the League groans.
Ah, shut up! You know you guys love our weekly game traditions.
Well, we don't like it when you talk about it in front of our enemies.
Adagio said, embarrassed. Sonata laughs.
What? I don't mind. As long as we're having fun, who gives a shit if it sounds embarrassing?
Arya glares at Sonata.
I think you're embarrassing, Sonata.
Yumi interrupts them.
Well, if you didn't do this, then who did?
They look at each other for a moment. Well, it could have been that chameleon guy. He got mad because we said he couldn't join the team. He wasn't really talented anyways, Sonata said. You mean it was a complete weirdo? He wouldn't last 10 seconds in the mission, even against you losers, Adagio said, laughing. Rick and Yumi think amongst themselves a moment before Toxic Rick spoke.
So you assholes gonna fix our door or just stand there like a bunch of Mortys?
Rick and Yumi look surprised before quickly going to fix the door. Just then they noticed Chrysalis and Cozy Glow are gone. Hey, where are the other 2 members?
Well, Chrysalis and Cozy Glow are in their rooms and won't be out for a few hours. Don't want to ruin their beauty sleep, eh?
He laughs as Rick and Yumi finish fixing the door. Just then Aku throws them out.
And stay out! Oh, and thanks for fixing the squeak in the door! Ha ha ha!
He laughs as he closes the door behind them. Rick and Yumi head back to the squad with little to no information about who framed Sims. The only info being about this chameleon guy. As they head back, Yumi wonders what Sim is doing. It cuts to Sims. He's listening to music while painting in the art room. He just started painting when the door opens. Interrogator Hoots walks in. What do we have here? A little art time? Making a happy little painting with the happy little trees and the happy hills and the happy little forest under the happy little sun. Oh, and I see you're enjoying some music too. You know, it's good to have hobbies in times like this. It's as if the troubles of the world can just fade away as you occupy your time with a hobby. She laughs, then glares at him menacingly with her face turning into a frown. You know what hobby I enjoy? This! She zaps him as he falls down. Where did you get all this? Huh? Did you steal him? She yanks the iPod from Sims and listens to his music. Ah, someone likes classical music. A little Beethoven, a splash of Mozart. What's this? Bach? Let's Bach! She smashes the iPod before taking his stool. Let's just improve this, shall we? We see her painting over Sims' painting. She laughs as she runs off. Sims looks at what she did. It's a painting of Interrogator Hoots, zapping Sims. He grumbles as he leaves the art room with the painting. Or at least he's a good painter. The scene cuts now to Doof and Crocker at the League of Evil. Doof opens the door.
Wow, finally they fixed that annoying squeaking sound when you open the door. Finally.
They walk in as Chrysalis is seen cleaning up where the others were playing solitaire. She's seen mumbling to herself. Oh, let's have solitaire Saturday. Make a mess and leave it for me to clean up. While Cozy Glow is off doing who knows what, I'm here having to clean up the mess. She sees Doof and Crocker and rolls her eyes.
Well, well, well. 2 Squad 8 members all by themselves. To what do I owe this unexpected visit?
They look at each other nervously.
Oh, you know, we were just here in town and decided to stop by and ask if you had any idea on who would want to frame Simeon for theft.
She glares at them annoyed.
Oh, please. Do you idiots honestly think I'd frame that giant ape you call your leader for a crime he didn't commit? That would be child's play. But I could tell you who did it.
Just then, Crocker steps in. Just admit it! You're the one that stole the money! Her gems, or whatever it was that you took, and used your changeling magic to frame Simeon! She laughs, the sound echoing throughout the room. As I said, I didn't do it. And even if I did, I wouldn't waste my time framing Simeon for a crime he didn't commit, but I might know who did. They look confused. There's a weird person that tried to audition for the League of Evil. I believe his name was the Chameleon. And as he was laughed out, he vowed vengeance for humiliating him and whatnot to prove out Ku he could be evil.
Are you saying it was him? I mean, he doesn't look the type that could do anything at all.
Doof said as Chrysalis glares at him. Trust me, it was him. Now if you don't mind, get out! She uses her magic to pick up Doof and Crocker before throwing them out of the building.
Well, we got all the information we can. Let's get back to the others and see if they got more information. Hopefully they got more than us. I mean, they had to have. We had to interrogate some magic pony thing that probably had no idea what was even going on, but didn't want to admit it, so they acted like some omnipresent being with godlike intelligence. Or something. I don't know. Let's go back.
They head back to the squad as the scene changes to Simeon in prison. He's in the mess hall as he's looking from side to side. Alright, Sims, you're safe here. You can eat in peace. They're definitely not gonna sneak up on you here, of all places. Just then an inmate walks up on him.
Hey, you! Give me your food, ape man!
He goes to grab Sim's tray when Sims knocks him out with one punch, knocking him in the air. Everyone looks down at their food, not trying to get Sim's attention. But Sims isn't worried about the inmates. He's worried about Interrogator Hoots. Just as he sits down, Interrogator Hoots appears behind him.
Oh, what do we got here? So he examines the food. You got some turkey, some mashy taters, some cornbread, oh, and some Pete's cobbler. That's nice, that's nice. Oh, and he went for the water. Very healthy, Sims. But I'm more of an energy drink guy myself. You know why? Because it's full of electrolytes!
She zaps him with her stun baton.
Ah! Why can't you just leave me alone for one day without you having to electrocute me?
She laughs.
Why? Why? Because I am the zappy wing of justice. I am Interrogator Hoots, and you will never know peace until you admit to your crimes, and then I'll be gone like a hoot in the wind.
She walks away, still facing Sims, laughing as she tosses the baton from wing to wing. Sims tries to finish eating when a wing appears behind him, zapping him one last time before disappearing behind him. He looks around as her laugh can be heard echoing.
Damn you, Yumi Hoots!
He held his fist in the air, then went back to eating.
Wow, this Pete's cobbler is delicious.
He continues eating. It cuts back to Peridot and Zim at the entrance of Aku's lair. Just then they hear someone behind them.
Oh, gee, golly gosh, what are you doing here?
They turn to see Cozy Glow floating in front of them.
You know exactly what we're doing here. We're here to get information from you, so you better cough it up, you tiny pony clod.
Zim nods and puffs his chest out.
What she said. Give us your secret study of a pony.
He said, pointing at Cozy Glow.
Like this. Is this how the heroes pose?
Zim says, looking at Peridot for confirmation. Peridot nods and smiles.
Yes, very heroic, Zim.
Cozy Glow looks at them.
Well, if you guys are here to practice hero poses and not interrogate me, I guess I can go now.
Peridot and Zim stop her.
Stop right there, evil pony. We got some questions for you, and you're going to give us answers. Now start talking, Claude.
She demanded, pointing at the pony. Cozy Glow smiles, acting innocent.
Why, good golly gosh, I would never.
She giggled, waving her hoof at them. The two aren't convinced. Zim moves Peridot out of the way.
We're not fooled by your innocent, nice pony thing. We know you're behind the framing of our leader, Ape-Man. Now confess to your crimes, small pony!
Cozy Glow's smile drops to an annoying glare.
Look, weirdos, what made you think I had anything to do with Sims being falsely incriminated for some crimes he didn't commit? How could I pretend to be that giant ape you call a leader? I'm just a little itty-bitty pony.
She went back to acting cute and innocent. Peridot and Zim look at each other, their confidence slowly draining. Cozy Glow groans in annoyance.
Look, like I care, which I don't, but I know how it feels to be the short one of the group, so I'll help you guys out, this once. I heard that weirdo chameleon guy was able to change his appearance with some suit he wore. It even changed his voice. It was a cool ability. If he wasn't such a big weirdo doing weirdo stuff, we couldn't have him on the league. He would have made us look bad. We have a reputation to uphold here,
she said, waving her hooves in the air. They think about what she said.
You actually think this chameleon was the one who did it? I mean, from what the others said, it does seem like all the suspects mentioned that he had something to do with it.
Sim is seen thinking.
It does seem very likely that this chameleon was the one that framed Simeon. But if that's the simple, why didn't the Rick guards think of that before arresting him? We have to tell the others so we can focus on catching this changing lizard man, so we can clear our latest names and get him out of prison!
Zim shouted, pointing to the sky. Cozy Glow walks between them. Oh, golly, you two have a lot to do. Well, why don't you guys go ahead and do that and get out of here? Yelled as Zim and Peridot looked at her surprised, laughed nervously and agreed.
Oh yeah, right, sorry.
Yeah, we'll be going now.
They both said as they made their way back to the others.
Thanks again! Now stay out of trouble, tiny pony!
Or else Team Little Greens will be back.
They teleported away as the squad returned to the Smith house, where they form a plan to stop the chameleon. Just as they arrive to the bank, they see a Rick walk into the bank. He had one of his hands in his pocket. The squad follow in after him. The Rick walks up to two guards guarding a display case. He looks around nervously before talking to one of the guards.
Hey, fellow Ricks. I'm here for that gem in the display case.
Display shows an unusual stone.
Holy shit, that's the moonstone!
Yumi said as the squad looked at her confused.
What's the moonstone?
Rick asks as they are hiding around a corner, watching the Ricks talk. It's a powerful gem.
I wonder what the Rick wants with... Wait a minute.
She looks at the piece of fabric and looks at the back of the Rick.
Guys, it's him! It's the chameleon!
She said about to run after him, but Rick stops him.
Wait, let's see what happens.
Yumi looks on as the imposter Rick talks to the other Ricks. They look at the imposter suspiciously as the Ricks turn around to retrieve the stone. One looks back at the imposter Rick.
Hey, Rick, how about you give us the secret Rick handshake? You know what I'm saying? It's a secret that all Ricks know, since, you know, we're all Ricks.
The Ricks look at the imposter curiously. When the imposter goes to shake his hand with his free hand, the Rick stops him.
Not with that hand. The one in your pocket.
The imposter looks nervous.
I mean, you should know that the secret handshake is always done with the left hand. I mean, you are a Rick, right?
The other Rick starts to look at the imposter with a raised eyebrow. The imposter starts to sweat.
Well, you see, the thing is... forget it.
He changes back to his normal form and tried to grab the stone. Just then, Yumi tackles him to the ground.
Gotcha, you damn dirty lizard!
She holds him down as the Rick guards put him in cuffs. As they lift him up, Yumi is seen attacking him, punching him repeatedly. Rick stops him.
Whoa there! We gotta keep him alive to clear his name!
No, we don't. All we need is 2 witnesses. We don't need this piece of amphibian shit.
Rick holds Yumi back as she struggles to punch him more.
No, I want to get him for framing Simeon. Come on, Rick. Let me smash the little lizard shit.
Rick sends to the father and the others as he talks to the other Ricks. Before he talks to them, he does a secret handshake.
Imagine if we had a secret handshake. Man, that would be some real Morty shit, huh?
The Ricks laugh.
So, I guess your leader isn't the one who did it. Interrogator Hoots isn't gonna be too happy to know she's been duped like this.
They take the imposter away. The squad follows the guards as they transport Chameleon to the Citadel jail. They walk him in as the squad wait for Sims. Sims is waiting in his cell when Interrogator Hoots was at his cell door. She opens the door and walks in. She doesn't look him in the eye.
Leave me alone, Hoots. Haven't you done enough?
Hoots looks down annoyed.
So apparently there's been a big misunderstanding. A simple, not taken seriously mistake. And we can't really be mad about a simple mistake when it clearly wasn't my fault at all. So we can just shake and it'll all be like it never happened.
She said, holding her wing out, chuckling nervously. Sim glares at her before sighing and shaking her hand. Before she pretends to zap him with an empty hand.
Zap, zap.
Sim jumps back as Hoots laughs.
Sorry you had to do it.
She said as she walks out. Rick guards walk in with Chameleon.
Wait, this is the one you thought was me? How?
He said, mad. The Rick guards look down, scratching his head, clearing his throat.
Oh man, it seems like he used some kind of advanced cloaking technology, you know? Not even something we figured out, you know what I mean? It was, we had a half a team of skilled Ricks out there doing our part. Yeah, but you know, water under the bridge.
Sims doesn't buy it.
Do you have any idea the kind of hell I was put through? Especially from that little psycho?
He points to Interrogator Hoots. She chuckles, looking around as the other Ricks look at Hoots.
Yeah, we heard about that little crazy owl. But she does her job, you know what I'm saying? You can't hate her for doing that. You know what I mean? It's gotta do her job. And also, she didn't know it was you that was framed. So,
They let Rick out as he walked out of the jail. When he reaches outside, Yumi and the squad hug Sims. Rick is waiting by the van, smiling.
Hey Sims, how was the big house? I mean, it's not prison like I went to, but, you know, I'm sure it's pretty rough. You didn't drop the soap, did you?
They laugh as Sims get in van.
Now just get out of here. You have no idea what I've been through.
The squad drives off. It cuts to Chameleon in his cell.
No, mistress. I didn't mean to fail you. I tried everything I could. It was Squad 8 and that stupid Ricks. Wait, no, don't leave me.
It cuts to a mysterious figure in the dark room. It was Maleficent.
I'm sorry, Chameleon, but I'm afraid I have no tolerance for failure. And I'm afraid this is where we must part ways. I surely hope the guards are hospitable.
Her voice fades away. Chameleon sits in his cell, scared, when the cell door opens. It's Interrogator Hoots and the Hoot Squad.
Well, this is the one that made a fool out of the great Interrogator Hoots? Well, don't worry about hospitality. Me and my fellow Hoots will most certainly make sure that you have a wonderful time here.
Let's get 'em, girls!
she said as the other hoots brandished stun batons. This time, they have a red glow. I made sure to have them set to extra zappy just for you.
This is what you get for insulting the intelligence of the hoots!
They slowly walk in, laughing as Chameleon pleads with them not to zap him. The room glows red, with the hoots laughing and Chameleon yelling, "Ow!" while they're zapping him repeatedly off screen. The final scene is Sim's house, as the squad is watching TV.
Well, it's good to be back home with my friends. Thanks for saving me, guys. So how'd you find out it was that Chameleon guy?
He left behind a piece of his suit, and we asked around if they knew if it belonged to anyone, and they all said it could have been from him. We had to make sure it was him before we made any moves.
Well, I wish you would have done it sooner, but thanks, guys.
He said as the squad laughs. It cuts to Maleficent's throne room.
Well, it seems like the chameleon wasn't up for the task. I guess I'll just have to take matters into my own hands. Isn't that right, my pet?
She pets her crow, laughing as the screen fades to black, and the episode ends.